Hello guys and girls, my name is Levitee here. Welcome back to another draft recap. We have joined a brand new league with brand new people. Yes, all the leagues I've been in as of lately has been with most of the same people, and this one is completely brand new, and this one I think everyone is a YouTuber in. So if you want to go ahead and check out everyone's channels, their links will be down in the description below. But yeah, we are going to be doing a draft recap for this. Now this draft was pretty different than any other draft I've done, as this league used small gun tiers. The format that it went by, you got 3 from OU, 3 from UU, 3 from RU, 3 from NU, and well, the last 3 from NU were NU and below, so they could be from PU as well. So yeah, I drafted pretty fun mons, I think. Let me go ahead and read off all of the teams quick. Let me get to them. Now I don't remember all the coaches for each team, so I'm sorry if I don't mention your name. We got the Fairfield Ferrothorns. That I know him. That's Trippy Bean, who's the owner of this. I don't remember what this team is called. There's something Marinis, I think. We got the Pittsburgh Feelers, I think they're called. The Sacramento Kinglers. That is what's his name? Rapid Raven. We got the Golden State Whoopers. Camarillo Syndico, I don't know how to say that. The Santa Barbara Scissors, and my team, the Toronto Weaviles. So yeah. And we got the Pura Print Pups. I have no idea how to say that. But yeah, I use the Toronto Weaviles this league. It's been a while since I've been in a league under the Weaviles. But yeah, let's dive right into this. So, like I said in the beginning, since this league was using small gun tiers, I knew I wanted to grab something that most leagues banned, because this league didn't ban any Pokemon besides like Ubers and such. So there were a couple on the board. For example, Tapu Lele, Megamall. I originally wanted to grab Naganadel, obviously, until it got banned. I was like, well, there goes that plan. And then I wanted to grab Lele, but of course it got sniped from me. But when I did grab, I got to grab Megamall. So like I said, I wanted something that's extremely powerful. We got Violent, the Megamall too, because get it? She's half violet, and she's a violent Pokemon. Alright, look, my nicknames aren't the best, but yeah, we have Violent, the Megamall. Like I was saying, this thing is honestly such a monster. Base 105 attack with huge power is absurd, and it has really good defense as well with 125. Top that with the Intimidate before Mega Evolving, and its special defense is honestly not that bad either with 95. So this thing has pretty well-rounded stats, except for speed, of course, and special attack, and its HP are kind of whack. But other than that, this thing is very strong. I've never used Megamall before, so I'm very excited to use this. I guess things like Fire Fang for the nasty steel types gets knockoff. Got Iron Head and Play Rough for stab. With the ability to set up Swords Dance as well, and Sucker Punch. You usually see Swords Dance, Sucker Punch, Play Rough, and then other moves thrown in there like Iron Head or maybe something else for coverage. But yes, the Megamall, there's a reason why most leagues ban this thing, is because it's such a monster. Like I said, base 105 attack with that huge power is absurd. This thing is it's 100% going to be my kill leader. Well, maybe not, because there's another Pokemon I grabbed that could equally be my kill leader. But yeah, I'm very excited to use this Megamall. Like I said, I just wanted to grab something that most leagues ban, just because I want to be able to use it, because I haven't used those Pokemon in like ever. So yeah, I grabbed Megamall. And when I was looking around for my second pick, I really wanted something strong to pair with it, something that equally hit really hard. So I decided to bring back the boy Hoopaunbound. Houdini is back with us. If you guys remember ABL Season 2, we had Hoopaunbound. He was our kill leader. He was a monster. He had like 20-something kills. And as you can tell by our first 2 OU picks right off the bat, we have two really good wall breakers. So defensive teams are going to have pretty hard time with this. Now, the synergy is just meh between these two Pokemon. Of course, Megamall can cover that bug weakness very easily, especially with Intimidate before Mega Evolving. But Hoopaunbound can be a very good special wall breaker. Megamall obviously being a physical wall breaker with the ability to set up as well. Hoopaunbound is such a monster. I've used this thing before, like I said, in the ABL, so I know how to use it very well. It's very slow, and its defense is not that good, but honestly, with the right defense investment, it can live something, because I remember in the ABL, I put enough defense investment in my Hoopa to live in Earthquake from a Mega Garchomp. So you can mess around with Hoopa's defensive EVs to make it live some things, because it does a 80 HP, which is not bad by all means. And it's also, like I said, its speed stat is just meh. So when I was drafting this team, I really needed some speed control, because the two Pokemon I have now, being Hoopaunbound and Megamall, are not the fastest things in the world. Hoopaunbound, of course, has the ability to Trick Room up, but I do grab a better Trick Roomer down the road in my UU picks. But yeah, we got Hoopaunbound, Megamall out, two extremely good offensive Pokemon. I'm really excited to see how well they do, and like I said, I've used Hoopa before, so I know how to use it. I just want to say this, for my draft, it's probably the most sloppiest draft I've ever made, because I have 3 fairy types. I usually don't like getting dual types at all, but the 3 I grab do totally different jobs. Let's move on to my last and final OU pick. So I was looking at Landorus T, but by the time I wanted it, it was kind of too late. So I just decided to grab another ground type, being Zygarde. Zygarde, I kind of feel like fits this job well. I got a Dragon Fairy Steel Core already with Megamall plus Zygarde, and I think those two really complement each other with their weaknesses. Megamall obviously covers the ice that Zygarde doesn't want, and Mawile can take on Fairy as well. But yeah, I had Zygarde in the PSL before, but I unfortunately traded it away. So I do want another chance to use this guy again, because I really like using Zygarde. A Choice Band of Zygarde is probably my favorite set on this thing, but this thing is such a monster. You literally just spam 1,000 arrows, which is why this Pokemon is so good, because nothing is immune to 1,000 arrows. You literally just click it, and with the Choice Band, it hits so hard. Not to mention the ability to get Double Dance to set up, get Coil, Dragon Dance. So maybe, like, some weeks I could just run Outrage, 1,000 Arrows, Coil, and Dragon Dance. That's it, depending on my matchup. But then this thing gets, like, some cool coverage, like Iron Tail for Fairies. It gets Extreme Speed as well, which is a common thing on Zygardes. We also have Glare, which is nice. Superpower, Stone Edge. So Zygarde has a lot going for it. It's a really strong Pokemon, I feel like. I'm really happy that I got to pick it up again in a league, because I didn't really get to use it at its full potential in the PSL because I traded it away. So I'm very happy I got to pick it up here, and I'm excited to see how Zygarde does. And obviously I need mine scattered, because, you know, his little pieces, his parts, his cells, whatever, are scattered across the nation. Then move it into UU. So for UU, I didn't really know what I wanted to grab. When I picked this Pokemon, I just picked it solely because it's recognized as one of the best in League format. So I decided to grab Infernape. Now Infernape gives me a pretty good speed tier at base 108, because Zygarde, Hoopa, and Mawile are just Mawile's pretty not that good at all, and Zygarde is 95, which is pretty good, I guess. But yeah, I decided to grab Infernape, which also gives me a rocker. And keep in mind, I made Infernape my Z holder, so this thing's going to be hitting hard with like Z Close Combat, Z Flare Blade, so if I want to nuke some fairies, I could go Z Gunk Shot. But this thing can do so many things well. Infernape is such a versatile Pokemon, and that's why it's so good. I had the first UU pick, so I decided to snack this thing up right away, because I knew that most people would probably want it. But this thing can do a lot of good things. You get Mach Punch and Vacuum Wave. Double stat priority is so good on this thing. I personally kind of like to run Special Infernape over Physical, just because I like the options it gets a bit more, because you get Fire Blast, you get Focus Miss, you can run Hidden Power Ice then, and just maybe U-Turn. It's also a really good Scarfer, base 108. You're going to outspeed majority of other Scarfers, so I really like that feature as well. Also, it has the ability to set up. We got like Bulk Up if I want to run that. We also get Nasty Plot if I decide to run Special Infernape. But Infernape is just such a diverse Pokemon. It also gets Calm Mind too, keep in mind. There's just a whole bunch of things this Pokemon can do well. It gets Earthquake, Nasty Plot, like I said, Power Punch if I want to go that route. EQ can even run like a defensive Infernape, I guess, with Slack Off, Bulk Up. I have seen that before. But yeah, I'm really excited to... Actually, I didn't even know this. This thing does get Swords Dance. So, there's going to be a lot of things Infernape does. I don't use Fire types too often in leagues, but I feel like Infernape will be a different deal, because it stands out above other Fire types. because it just does so many things well. And also that fighting type adds on to it, which is pretty good, I guess. So like I said in the beginning, we have Zaboomafoo, by the way, or Infernape. If you get that reference, shout out to you. I know it's not a lemur, but hey, when I saw Infernape, and I was thinking of a nickname for it, Zaboomafoo popped in my head. But yeah, moving on now. Now when I was choosing or deciding this next pick, like I said in the beginning, I grabbed another Trick Roomer, a better Trick Room, better than Hoopa. So I decided to grab Reuniclus. So in UU, I kind of decided to get more bulk. Obviously, except Infernape. I mean, Infernape can be running bulky, I guess, like I said before. But I grabbed the Reuniclus here. Another very strong Pokemon in League format. Reuniclus has two very good abilities that can take advantage of. Magic Card and Regenerator, two extremely good abilities. And I do grab another Regenerator as my last UU pick, as my Regenerator core. That probably gives you a big hint what it is. We have Mitosis, the Reuniclus. Reuniclus can do so many things well. You can run it Assault Vest. I think I'm going to have to run an Assault Vest when I have to face Tapu Lele, which is week number 1. Or maybe I can run like Calm Mind, Max Speed F, something like that. But yes, this thing can do a lot of things well. Like I said, it's a Trick Roomer, better than Hoopa. I think so, because I don't want to have to take a move slot off of Hoopa for Trick Room, unless I don't need any other moves. But this thing also has the ability to set up, and it has very good recovery with Recover. It's just overall pretty bulky. It's very bulky actually. The base 110 HP. Its defense is meh with 75, and its speed F is okay with 85. But those are workaroundable, especially if you got Calm Mind. Obviously, this thing won't stand on like physically hard Pokemon that can beat it, like for example Weavile or Crocodile, I guess. But this thing actually learns Gyro Ball too, which is cool. It gets Yellow Metal Punches, which is also cool. This thing can do so many things well. Like I said, you can run it as like offensive, defensive. We've got Assault Vest option, which I'll probably have to run. And I can even run it Scarf Trick if I want to do that, but that probably won't happen since it has base 30 speed. But yeah, like I said, Reuniclus is one of the other Pokemon that can stand out in leagues depending on the right team it's on. I'm not sure, does this thing get Stealth Rock? No, unfortunately. I kind of wish it did. But yes, Reuniclus is another one of those Pokemon that really stand out in leagues. It's put in work numerous times on many different teams, and I'm happy I got to grab it up. So, for my next and last UU pick, like I said, I did get a Regenerator core. I decided to grab a Moongus. Moongus Regenerator core. I felt it could be really fun to use, so I decided to grab Gus the Amoonguss. Now, Moongus, you really know what it's going to do. Spore, Synthesis, Leech Seed, Clear Smile, Giga Drain, maybe Toxic, Stun Spore. That's really it, though. But Amoonguss does its job really well. Really bulky as well with base 114 HP. Its defense is meh, special defense is okay, but with the base HP it makes up for those mediocre defenses. But there's not much to say about Amoonguss. It does its job, and it does its job well. It's one of the standout Pokemon when I think of bulky grass types. I have used Amoonguss before in UU plenty of times, so I think I have a pretty grasp on how to use this thing. And I think it'll pair really well with Reuniclus, as I can run Reuniclus maybe specially defensive and Amoonguss physically defensive, which could be pretty fun. But yeah, I really do like the Reuniclus Amoonguss core. There's not really much to say about him. It's just Amoonguss. You know exactly what it does. But yeah. So, moving into RU. Now, RU, I focused on trying to get some faster Mons, which is kind of funny because usually RU doesn't have the fastest Mons, but I grabbed two Pokemon which are very fast, I think so. And also, this Pokemon will give me a very good advantage. This is our second fairy that I was talking about of the other one. So we grab our Bombi, Abercrombie, or Bombi, if you get the reference. TJ doesn't like that nickname, but it's funny. So yeah, we have our Bombi here. I was talking with some of my friends of what the best Sticky Web setter would get for this. A lot of them said Araquanid, or no, I said Araquanid, but everyone else said Bombi. So I was like, alright, you know what, I'll just grab a Bombi. I've used this thing plenty of times in OU, and overall, I think it's a really good Pokemon. It's really underrated, with the ability to set Sticky Webs. It's one of the fastest Sticky Web users in the game, which is really cool. But then, like I said, you get the ability to set up, which makes you even faster. And like I said, this gives me a really good speed tier with 124. And honestly, I'm just excited to use Megamall and Hoopaunbound under Sticky Webs. Just really cool. But this thing also gets Calm Mind. It's also a defogger for me. I don't know how much I use defog on this thing, but it's just there, you know, as a defogger. But it gets U-turn options. It's a fast U-turn if I can pivot into, let's say, Hoopa or Megamall. While Sticky Webs are up, I can do massive damage on this something or possibly force a switch, which would put me in a really good position. It also gets recovery as well with Bruce. So there's a lot of things what Bombi can do, but you really know what it's going to do with Sticky Web, Quiver Dance, Moonblast, maybe Hidden Power Ground, maybe Bug Buzz, Roost, Defog. That's really it. It also gets Energy Ball as well, so if like my opponent has like Swampert or Quagsire and it's a threat, and I can just click Energy Ball on those and they're dead. I mean, it's special attack stat is really not that bad either with 95. Plus it gets the ability to set up, like I said, with Quiver Dance. Overall, I'm just really excited to use Bombi. It gives me a really good speed tier with 124. And then the next Pokemon I grab is also a really good speed. But yeah, that's really it on Bombi. So like I said, I grabbed another really speedy Pokemon, one of the fastest Pokemon in League Format. I decided to grab Jolteon. Jolteon is one of the best electric types in League Format in my opinion. It's just such a fast pivoter with Volt Switch, which is the main thing. This thing is so good, especially with Specs. Volt Switch hits really hard on this thing. It's overall just a really strong electric type, and along with Bombi, it gives me pivot options. If I can, like I said, if I can get a Hoopa and Megamall, do some massive damage onto something. But Jolteon is it's kind of one-dimensional. You really know what it's going to do with Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Hidden Power Ice, and then maybe Shadow Ball or something like that. Maybe HP Ground. Or I guess Discharge. I'm trying to fish for what's it called? Paras, but I'll just run Thunder Wave if I don't want to do that. I'll also get Swish if I want a fast Swish support. There we go. This thing is not the best Swish support, but yeah, I did have Jolteon in the P4F, but the P4F ended, and I didn't really get to use Jolteon as much as I wanted, so I decided to grab him up here. A really good special attack stat with 110. And like I said, really good speed with 130. I'm really excited to use Jolteon. Like I said, had it in the P4F. Didn't get to use it that well though. But I wouldn't say that well, it's just that I didn't get to use it that much because I think I only brought it to like 2 battles. But we'll see. And like I said, really good speed. Our Bombi plus Jolteon will help me out a lot. Potentially forcing Scarfers if they want to beat the speedy Pokemon. Then we move on to my last and final RU pick. Now this last pick I actually traded away because I didn't want him. But I got Blastoise, Galapagos the Blastoise, and the reason why I traded this away is I'll tell you soon enough when we get to my NU pick. But I traded this guy for Florges, and this is the third fairy type I'm talking about, being Florges. I really only grabbed Blastoise for Rapid Swim because when I was looking at my team I was like, my Hazard Clear is not that good. So I decided I needed some sort of Hazard Clear, and I was looking around in RU. Most of the good clears were taken, so I was really bummed about that. So I get stuck with Blastoise, but it doesn't really matter. I traded away for Florges, which does get Defog as well. But I'm not going to really talk much on Blastoise here since I already traded it away. I guess I can talk about Florges though. You know what Florges does. Like I said, Defog. It gives me Wish support as well. Moonblast, Calm Mind, Aromatherapy could help out in big situations, but yeah. I mean, Blastoise doesn't have the worst stats. I guess it's pretty good defense with 100 defense and 105 special defense, and 79 HP is just mediocre. But they can do some things. It can definitely do some things. And let's dive into NU now. So the reason why I traded Blastoise away is because I saw Vaporeon in NU, and I was talking with some of my friends of what I should grab in NU, and Sly said Vaporeon is just too good to pass up in NU. So I decided to grab that. We got Poseidon, the Vaporeon here, pairing up with Jolteon. We got 2 Evolutions on the team. It's Vaporeon. You know what it does. It gives me Wish support. Better Wish support than Florges, I think. To get Scald, Toxic, it literally just does Vaporeon things. I mean, you could also run Acid Armor if I want to do that. Raises my defense by +2. It also gets Baton Pass. I obviously can't pass stats. Actually, Baton Pass is banned in this. Just Baton Pass in general, which sucks. It also gets Haze. So if anything wants to try and set up on my Vaporeon. Also Heal Bell. So along with Florges' Aromatherapy, I will have Heal Bell there as well. But you really know what Vaporeon does. It's just a bulky Pokemon. I really like Reuniqueless Moongus Vaporeon Core. I think it could be really strong. Vaporeon is just so good. 130 HP. His defense is not that good, but its insane HP stat makes up for that, and 95 in special defense is not that bad either. But yeah, that's Vaporeon. You know what it does. Then moving on to my second to last NU pick, I decided I needed a defogger, a better defogger. Now, I'm not trying to say Bombi is a bad defogger, but I wanted something kind of, I don't know, it's weird to say. And I also need a flying type, so I decided to grab Revolution, the Braveiary. Now, I never ever used Braveiary, so I'm kind of excited to use this thing, but this thing has some pretty good things going for it. It gets 123 attack, so if I want to run this thing Scarf, it's going to hit like a truck with like Brave Bird. I also get Sheer Force as well, so you can slap a Life Orb on there and hurt some things a lot. Defiant too. If the opponent wants to try and get Sticky Webs up again, actually that wouldn't even work for Braveiary because I'm already flying in the air. Rip. If you want to intimidate me, Arcanine, I'm just going to get a Defiant boost off of that. But yeah, like I said, it's a defogger. I don't know how much I'll actually put defog on this thing, but I just got it just to have a defogger. But this thing can do a couple of good things. Like it gets superpower. It's kind of like a cheaper Staraptor in a way, less fast, but it does have the things to hit really hard. For example, Sheer Force, Life Orb, Brave Bird is probably going to hit pretty hard. Also, his ability to set up, bulk up, and then you get like, does this thing get Double Edge? Nope. Return. Yep, you get that for normal stab, and it gets superpower as Staraptor gets close combat. So if I want to do that, and it can also U-turn. So if I want some slow pivoting, we got that option. Whirlwind, try and force him to switch, and Roost as well. That's actually gets Rock Slide, which is pretty cool. I did not know that. But yeah, like I said, I really just grabbed this thing because I needed a flying type, and I wanted some sort of defog. I don't care what kind it was. I just wanted some defog. So then we moved on to my last pick. Now my last pick, I really didn't know what I wanted. I was just looking through NU, and I just picked like something semi-good. I decided to grab Acceleror. We have Lee, the Acceleror. I don't know why I just named him Lee. But as you can see here, jumping for joy. He's jumping for joy to be on the Toronto Weaviles in the UPA Season 2. But I don't know why. Honestly don't know why I grabbed Zygarde. I think I just literally grabbed it for the speed. I think it's my fastest Pokemon with base 130. I mean 145. Yeah, it is. And honestly, it's not that bad of a Pokemon as people think, in my opinion. Sure, it dies to like every form of priority and gets revenge killed by Scarf mods, but in the right situation, I feel like Acceleror can put in the work. I mean, it has base 130 special attack, so not that bad. It's a really good specs user because it has such high speed. You don't need to worry about running this thing Scarf as well. Also, if I really want some speed, I could run on Burden if I want that, and Sticky Hold, but its abilities are just meh. And it's a really good Hazard Stacker. Spikes, gets Toxic Spikes now, and I don't think it gets Rocks. No, it doesn't. So rip. So I can bring this thing to Hazard Stack if my opponent has little to no Hazard Clear Up. I'm going to bring Acceleror and Hazard Stack them, and that will put my powerhouse Pokemon like Zygarde, Acceleror, Zygarde, Hoopaunbound, and Megamall in which they can revenge kill. Because if there's a game where I can get up my Bombi webs, and I can get up like spikes and toxic spikes, I could just like plain out sweep with like Megamall or Hoopaunbound, or even Zygarde. I can set up a coil or Dragonite, and that's like it. So yeah, it also gets Final Gambit. You know what that does. This thing is basically used as a Hazard Stacker. That's really it. Fast U-turner as well. So we got a couple of pivoting options, fast pivoting options with our Bombi, Jolteon, and Acceleror. but I probably won't use U-turn that much or Bombi. But Jolteon and Acceleror, they'll definitely probably have U-turn or Volt Switch. And I think I do want to try and use this thing more offensive with like Specs and like Giga Drain, Bug Buzz. What actually kind of coverage is this thing got? Final Gambit, like I said, Signal Beam, Sludge Bomb. So there's that. So it can do some things, but yeah. I think I'll end up making a lot of trades on this draft. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know. I just drafted a very different team than I normally do, because usually I plan out my entire draft before the draft happens. This one I literally just threw in Pokemon I wanted and just hoped I got them. But yeah, that's really it. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do in this league. I think I do have the most experience out of any members in the league, but who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, let me know what you think of my draft. Let me know if there's any changes you think you can make to it. Maybe I can make some free agent drops, for example. I already made Blastoise with Florges. I actually don't know if I'm going to keep Florges as well in the long run, because I do have 3 fairy types. Granted, they all do totally different things, but I'm not too big on having dual types like that, especially 3 of them. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to click the link button down below. Also, do not forget to tell me if you'll be Sorting or Weaviles in this league. I'm going to get the heck out of here. Hope you guys have a beautiful day.